Welcome back to your mat. My name is Alysia. Join me today for a quick heart opening flow. We'll move through back bends, we'll strengthen and straighten up through our core as we work the opposing action of forward and back to create balance in our spine. And I suggest having 2 blocks for today's practice, otherwise nothing needed. When you're ready, join me on your mat facing the top of your mat on your shins. Come to your shins, place your hands to your thighs. Soften your eye gaze down. Begin to over-exaggerate the motion in your belly. Push out through your belly, create an arch in your spine. Now create the opposing action. Draw your navel deep into your spine. Feel your low back widen as you push back. Move forward, puff out through your belly. Feel your ribs flare. Then draw in. Feel the opposing action. Contract your muscles, contract your navel in. Do that a couple times just to feel the sensation of flaring and opening your ribs to then contract and pull in to create a hollow body in your spine. This action will come into play as we get into some of our back bends. Begin to find where your body feels best in a neutral alignment. Let any motion begin to disappear. Take a deep, full inhalation, inflate your lungs, feel the elevation come through your chest, through the crown of your head. And exhale, relax your shoulders down, your back towards your tailbone. Take one more just like that. Inhale, feel the elevation rise you up towards the sky. And exhale, relax your shoulders down your back. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky. Exhale, draw your hands to heart center. Press your palms together, press your thumb into your sternum. Take a deep belly breath in, lift up, puff up your chest, and breathe out. Release your hands. Place your right hand out to the outside of your right hip. Inhale, half camel. Press your hips forward. Reach your left arm up and over. And sit your hips back. Take this really nice and slow. Move your left hand to the outside of your left hip. And press your hips forward. Move your hips back. Place your right hand down. Lift up through your left. And sit your hips back. Move with intention. Feel your back begin to light up. Couple more times on your own rhythm. And pause in neutral. Grab your blocks. Place one in each hand, plant your blocks to the floor. Step your right foot forward into a low lunge. Bring your blocks onto the highest setting to start. Lengthen your left leg back. Stack your right knee on top of your right ankle. Place your hands or fingertips to your blocks. Begin to settle into your lunge. Square your hips forward, square your chest forward. Lengthen out of your ribs, pull the space from your hip crease into your bottom low rib. Keep that length, soften your shoulders down your back. Lift up through your chest. Draw your right knee in line with your right hip. Work to close your hip. And gently release. Switch your right leg back, move your left leg forward. Come into your low lunge. Settle your left knee on top of your ankle. Square your hips, square your chest. Draw into your navel, lift up out of your chest, but create softness across your shoulders. Pull in through your inner left groin. And switch out again. Bring your right leg forward. Lower your blocks to the middle setting. Walk your foot a little bit more forward, lengthen through your lunge. Place your hands to your blocks, begin to open your chest up. Feel your head slightly tilt back. And gently release. Bring your right leg back, bring your left leg forward. Take a moment to settle into your hips. Adjust, lengthen your stance. Lift your heart. Take this into a micro back bend. Take your chin up. Let your head move back. And gently release. Step your left foot back. Come back to your shins. Keep your blocks just as they are. We'll come back to them. Inhale, rise up to standing on your knees. Open your arms, cactus. Exhale, close off your shape. Sit your hips to your heels. Bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, rise to your knees, standing cactus. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, move back. A couple more times. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Place your blocks beneath your hands, coming into an elevated tabletop position. Bring your blocks to your lowest setting. Move your knees back to be beneath your hips. Place your shoulders and wrists in one line. Inhale, cow pose. Drop your belly, broaden your collarbones, lift your eye gaze up. Exhale, curl cat, dome into your upper back, push into your blocks, bring your chin toward your chest. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, come to neutral. Exhale, sit your hips to your heels, push your hips back. Inhale, come forward, go slightly beyond your wrist crease. And sit your hips back, push back. Inhale, come forward, let your hips drop as you come into a supported cobra or upward facing dog variation. And exhale, child's pose, sit your hips back. Inhale, rock forward, come forward, drop your hips, lift your chest. Exhale, push back. Continue with this forward and back a few times. Notice how this feels in your low back. The elevation helps take the crunch out of our low back as we make space through our hip flexors, through our low ribs. You might find that this feels a little bit more comfortable than coming into an upward facing dog right away. If you'd like to take this a little bit further, tuck your toes as you come up, pick up your knees. Sit your hips back to a more active child's pose and come forward. Squeeze in through your glutes and your thighs as you come into this variation with your knees floating off of the floor. Go a couple more times. And pause when you come into your back bend. Press into your toes. Squeeze your quads. Lengthen your quads up off of your kneecaps. Push your hands down. Lift your chest up. Squeeze through your bottom. And push your hips high and back, downward facing dog. Keep your hands elevated on your blocks. Place your hands, place your feet hip width distance or wider. Lengthen through your inner thighs, spiral your inner calves back. Push up and out of your shoulders. And take a moment to dangle your head between your arms. Inhale, step your right foot in between your blocks. Align your left toes behind you for a pyramid pose. Press all 10 toes into the floor. Lengthen through your right hip, hook your right hip back. Inhale, halfway lift your chest, breathe forward. Exhale, forward fold, bow over your right leg. Inhale, halfway lift your chest. Exhale, forward fold. One more time, inhale, halfway lift your chest. Exhale, forward fold on top of your right leg and pause. Pause here, breathe into your inner thighs, contract your muscles in towards your pelvis. Begin to wake up your right hamstring. Inhale, halfway lift your chest. Bring your hands to your hip crease. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Hook your hips back. Take a deep belly breath in and breathe out. Stay here with your hands on your hips, or come with me with your arms. Bring your hands into a cactus shape. Drop your nose slightly. Really come into this halfway lift in your chest. Feel your back muscles light up. So much of our heart opening practice comes from a strong back. Inhale, press your elbow tips towards the sky. Exhale, draw your elbows to touch in front of your nose. Inhale, cactus, open your arms. Exhale, contract, pull in. One more, breathe in, cactus your arms. Exhale, breathe out, bring your hands to touch in front of your nose. Hug your elbows in. Inhale, reach a little bit further out of the crown of your head as you tack your tailbone back. Exhale, release your hands back to the block. Step your right foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot forward. Come into your pyramid stance, point all 10 toes forward. Draw your left hip back. Take a moment to wiggle, let any kinks out. Inhale, halfway lift your chest. Exhale, fold, bow over. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow and fold. One more, breathe in halfway. And exhale, breathe out, pause in your fold. Contract through your inner left thigh. Spiral your left hip back. Feel the energy in your left hip really push and tack back. This will light up your entire left leg. If you're feeling any strain, put a slight bend in your left knee. Inhale, halfway lift your chest. Exhale, grip your toes, bring your hands to your hips for a moment. Really find your alignment here. Oops, if you lose your balance, come back in. Square your hips, pull the crown of your head forward, draw your navel in, contract through your belly. Keep your hands as they are as you stabilize and balance, or as you're ready, bring your arms into a cactus shape. Open your elbow tips out wide. Inhale, press your elbows to the sky. Exhale, close off, hug your elbows and wrists into touch at your nose. Inhale, open and expand, cactus arms. Exhale, draw in. One more, breathe in, open. Exhale, breathe out, hold. Hold in this shape. Press your forearms down, protract your shoulders, widen your shoulder blades on your back. Pull out of the crown of your head. Take another deep breath in. And exhale, release your hands to your blocks with your left foot back, downward facing dog. Squeeze your inner thighs in and up towards your groin, back behind you. Dangle your head between your arms. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Inhale, step your right foot forward inside of your right block. Drop down to your back knee. Bring your blocks with you. Slide your hands and blocks back. Keep it on the lowest or play with the middle setting. Lengthen into your lunge. Bring your blocks towards your hips or maybe a little bit further. Bring your hands to the blocks, open your chest. Begin to drop your head back. Breathe into Kapyasana, this low lunge variation with a back bend. And bring your chin back to your chest. Walk your hands forward. Begin to straighten out your right leg, half splits. Flex your right toes. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Walk your hands back towards your knee, lift up through your chest. We'll work into that cactus shape as we balance. Find the strength to squeeze your thighs, teeter-totter your fingers off of your mat until you find balance. Bow your chest down, bring your hands into a cactus shape. Spread your fingers wide. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. This time, bring your elbows back toward your ribs. And then inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, dragging cactus back. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, cactus and drag back. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, bow over your right leg. Rest your hands to the floor or to your blocks if you need to bring them forward. Inhale, lift up. Slide your right leg back. Slip your left foot forward. Come into low lunge. Drop to your right knee. Lift up to your chest. Keep your hands on your thigh and eventually work them back towards your blocks. Deepen into your lunge. Peel your ribs and chest open. Take this into a micro back bend. Trace your eyes across the sky. And tuck your chin to your chest. Walk your hands forward. Lengthen your left leg. Half split. Shift your hips back. Flex your left toes. Squeeze your inner thighs. Hook your left hip back. Hook your right hip forward. This will help you find greater balance. Squeeze your inner thighs. Squeeze your bottom. Rise to your fingertips. Find that little teeter-totter to help you balance. As you do, drop your chest. Bring your hands into a cactus shape. Spread your fingers wide. Inhale. Exhale, drag the energy back in your elbows. Inhale, lengthen and reach your arms forward. Exhale, catch your arms, drag back. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, drag back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, fold over your left straight leg. Half splits. Bow down. Inhale, walk your hands back. Up, lift up, slide your left leg back. Move your props off to the side for a moment. We are done with them for right now. Take a moment to just wiggle through your ribs. As you're ready, crawl your hands forward, lower down to your belly. Lie onto your belly, untuck your toes. Bring your hands wider than your mat, rise to your fingertips, press your elbows to the sky, take a deep breath out. Inhale, rolling cobras. Press your hips down and lift your chest up. Exhale, roll back down. Inhale, rolling cobra, lift up. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, roll and lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling cobra. Exhale, come down. One more. Inhale, rolling cobra. Exhale, come down. Place one hand on top of the other beneath your chin. Bend your knees, windshield wiper your feet. Bring your chin to the floor, interlace your hands at the small of your back. Press the tops of your feet down. Take a deep breath out. Inhale, Ardha Shalabhasana, half locust. Press your tops of feet down. Press your hips down. Lift your chest. Send your one fist down your tailbone. Breathe, soften your shoulders. Draw your belly button in toward your spine. And release your nose, release your forehead. Keep your hands bound. Take a deep breath out. Inhale, Ardha Shalabhasana, lift up. Press the tops of your feet down. Now this time, take your awareness into your belly just as we started. Push your belly into the floor, over-exaggerate. Use that to find the elevation in your chest. Now draw your navel into your spine. Feel the contraction of your abdominal muscles. Now that will ignite your back and fuel the strength to maintain the shape with the ability to breathe with ease. And release. Use the weight of your body, press down. One last time. Take a deep breath out. Inhale, half locust, press the tops of your feet down, lift up. Send your one fist down your back, broaden your collarbones. If you're feeling any tension in your back, really activate your belly, draw your navel in. Feel a slight squeeze in your bottom. Press your hip points down. Take a deep breath in and exhale, release. Bring your hands beneath your shoulders, tuck your toes. Working into a little bit of strength. Inhale, lift your knees, lift your hips. Exhale, high plank, press your arms straight. Stay for an inhale, lengthen out of the crown of your head. Exhale, lower down to your belly. Inhale, lift your knees, lift your hips. Exhale, high plank, press your arms straight. Inhale, breathe out of the crown of your head. Exhale, lower to your belly. Inhale, lift your knees, lift your hips. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lower to your belly. Two more, you got this. Inhale, lift your knees, lift your hips. Exhale, high plank. Breathe in and breathe out, lower to your belly. Inhale, lift your knees, lift your hips. Exhale, with all you got, push the floor away, high plank. Inhale. Exhale to your belly. Untuck your toes. Bring your hands beneath your chin. Bring your hands into a cactus shape. Press your palms down. Take a deep breath out. Press into your hips. Inhale, Locust Shalabhasana. Pick up your toes. Pick up your chest. Hug your elbows back. Spread your fingers wide. Squeeze your inner thighs. Press into your hips. Draw your navel in. Lift up through your chest. Hold for 5, 4, 3. Unhinge your jaw, 2. And 1. Release, place your hands beneath your shoulders. Rise up to a tabletop position. Bring your hands and knees to the floor. Begin to sway from side to side. Add a little twist in your spine. Take this move a little bit further as you lift your knee towards the sky. Help to release your low back, your low hips, the SI that comes from your back to the front of your hips. And relax, come to your shins. Grab your blocks one more time. From your shins, place your blocks to be behind your feet on the tallest setting. Make them a little bit wide. We'll use this in a half camel flow, moving from side to side with the help of our blocks. Play with the height. Start with the highest. You might like to go lower. You might like to ditch them all together, but we'll go really slow, really mindful of how our hips and spine is moving to come into this. Place your right hand to the block. Open your chest to the right. Then inhale, press your hips forward, lift up, just as we did in that beginning flow, but this time a little bit elevated with our hand up. And sit your hips back. Bring your left hand to the block. Spin your heart left. Inhale, half camel. Press your hips forward, lift up. And sit your hips back. Move from right to left. Slow and steady. Start the twist before you move into your hip thrust. This will help make sure the elevation comes from your hips to push forward. Allow the twist to come through your mid-spine. Avoid twisting at your hips. And pause in neutral. Lift up through your chest. Give yourself a sigh. Bring your hands to your blocks. Draw your fingers forward. Press the heel of your palm into the blocks. Take a deep breath out. Inhale, press your hips up. Rise to your fingertips if you need, or maybe even flip your fingers back. As you flip your fingers back, lift your chest. Take another inhale. Exhale, camel, drop your head back. Use the added height on your hands with the blocks to press your hips forward. Open your breath, open through your throat. And gently sit your hips back. Bring your hands to your thighs, tuck your chin towards your chest. We'll do 2 more variations of camel. Keep your blocks as high as they are or drop them one setting down. Bring your hands to the blocks or start with your hands on your low back. Let's start with our hands on our low back for this variation just to give you some variety to see what feels best in your body. Bring your hands to your low back. Press your fingers down towards your feet. Press the heel of your palm into your low back. Now wrap your elbows in. Take a deep breath out. Inhale, rise to your knees. Use your hands to push your hips forward. Lift your chest. And as you exhale, trace your eyes across the sky. Move back. Move back until your hands find your props. Lift up through your chest. Continue to press your hips forward. Open through your chest. Feel your shoulders go wide. And sit your hips back. Bring your hands to your thighs. Close off your chin. Over exaggerate, push your belly out. Now push your belly in. Feel the opposing action in your spine as you move it in the other direction. Stay in this kind of compacted shape as you're almost creating a cat arch to counterpose your back before we come into another. And last camel pose. Drop your blocks one more time if you like. This time, if you're on your lowest setting with your blocks, bring your blocks to be more in line with the edges of your feet. Take a deep breath out. Inhale, lift your hips. Press your hips forward. Bring your hands onto your blocks. Continue to push your hips forward. Lift your sternum, lift your chest. As it feels right, trace your eyes across the sky and eventually drop your head back. Squeeze in through your bottom. Open and expand through your chest. And sit your hips back to your heels. Close off your shape. Bring your chin to your chest. Push your back into your spine. Really over exaggerate the motion in the opposing direction. And come through neutral. Move your blocks off to the side. Take a moment to settle onto your shins. Take a deep belly breath in and breathe out. Interlace your hands, cradle the base of your skull. Inhale, open your elbows out wide. Exhale, draw your elbows in to touch, then bring your elbows to your thighs. Come into this variation of rabbit. Stay here, or if this feels good to carry on, continue to bring your nose towards your thighs, bring your forehead towards your knees, bring your hands back to your heels, lift your hips, drop the crown of your head to your mat, rabbit pose. Feel the action going the opposite direction in this as we close off our throat, close off our chest. Continue to feel height in our hips, but instead of pushing forward, push your hips back. And sit your hips to your heels, rest your arms alongside of your head. Untuck your chin, lengthen your neck, embryo variation. Walk your hands forward. Tuck your toes, roll over your feet, then tuck your toes to come down onto your bottom. Lengthen your legs out in front of you. Bring your feet mat width distance, scoot your hips back. Take a deep breath in, lift up through your chest. Exhale, forward fold, bow inside of your thighs. Bring your hands outside of your legs or bring your hands inside, wherever feels most organic in your body. Drop your nose down. Take this moment to fold and internalize everything that you felt in this practice. Oftentimes we take our heart openers through a dancer's pose, a wheel pose, bridge pose. There are so many other ways that we can access the vulnerability of our chest. We can use the strength in our back to find different ways to really open our side bodies and to breathe into our chest. Let this more gentle backbend, heart-opening practice today give you energy, give you openness to your body. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, find your way onto your back. And into your final resting pose, Shavasana. Rest your hands to your heart and your torso. Gently rotate your feet outward. Relax your body, relax your breath. I'll leave you here in Shavasana. Take as much time as you have to really surrender into silence. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Until next time, namaste.